We're about to get underway. Collette Henriksen with the break. Stephen Jameson here with you on commentary. I'm delighted to say the Nottingham Hall of Famer Kerry Griffiths is alongside me. Griff, great to have you with us. Of course, I know you'd rather be in this final, but what a fantastic occasion it is for these two. This feels like a bit of a throwback in some ways. Great to see some new names in the final for the first time in a little while.
Yeah, for sure. I remember watching these two play each other in finals and stuff when I was pretty young and just starting out playing, to be fair. So, I mean, Collette is new to Ultimate Pool, but she's not new to us on the scene. So, you know, she's been around for a long time and she is a class act, so it's no surprise to see her in this final.
Yeah, I mean, even for you guys on the tour itself, you guys knew when Collette made the decision to play this year. You're like, well, yeah, okay,
yeah,
unseeded. She's going to have tough draws, but
yeah.
it's. But you know, she's probably the one player that nobody wants to draw, especially in the early rounds where she comes through completely unseeded. She cursed Lee Davies in the first round of this tournament, beat her 7-1, and that sort of was a bit of a statement victory. And it's been pretty impeccable ever since. Big question I have around Collette is she's been magnificent this weekend already, but she's been playing on table 2 along with plenty of the others where there is no match clock or shot clock, and she is, when left to her own devices, a much steadier player, and she's going to have to be out there tonight. Yeah,
I mean, I think she'll be absolutely fine with the 30 seconds because it's something she'll be used to from playing international pool and. But the 15 seconds, if it gets to that, I think that'll really test her. Just because, like you said, she does deliberate quite a lot, just to make sure she's making the right decision. So yeah, the 15 seconds could be interesting.
Yeah, I just think from my perspective, it's not. I know Collette can play 30 seconds. I've seen it enough times, but it's the transition, isn't it? She's going from table 2 into the main arena, and it plays slightly differently. It'll play a little bit quicker and all the rest of it. It won't play identical to the table she's been playing on all weekend. But yeah, aside from just the conditions out there, she has to make a conscious effort to really speed up from what she has been.
I mean, this frame here looks like she's going to take it out a little bit straight on the red, but if she gets this frame, there's no reason why she won't automatically just settle down and start to steam on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a grimace there from Collette. I think she can force this for a... Yeah, she's all right. She's going to have a shot at the 8-ball.
Of a tester for the first frame.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I was just thinking exactly that. She's just slightly off angle on her last positional shot, and that's what has brought this on. Which corner do you fancy more? It will be bottom right. This will make her feel very good. Overdone it. It was missable. It was definitely missable. That all came off the back of that ever so slightly loose shot. She took that visit out beautifully until that point. She
did, just left herself a little bit too straight on that red, rather than having a natural angle to come down and leave a comfortable black.
For Barbara Taylor, she is fresh off the back of a bruising semi-final with Amy Beecham. Perhaps raced into a 5-0 lead and then was pegged back right the way to 6-5. And with Amy hot on her heels, had to pull out the final frame, and did, but that was only about 20 minutes ago. Straight back on.
It's the thing with the standard nowadays, isn't it? Even with a 5-0 lead, you could never stop looking over your shoulder, especially when you're playing someone with the calibre of Amy Beecham.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, she can peg you back in an instant.
Yeah, it's a credit really to Amy that, on the flip side, I think she was 5-0 down to a player as good as Babs and wasn't out of it. So they got it back to 6-5. So the first however many frames went 5-0, 5-1, and they were flipped score lines.
Yeah. Left herself a bit of a tester here, though. Just needs to cue it in nicely, though. Stun the white.
Ooh, well.
Edgy.
Stun the white, all right, but yeah, edgy's the words. And Collette is going to get away with a miss. She won't be missing that anytime soon. 1-0 to Collette.
Might be a little look to the sky as she gets back in her chair. Grateful for coming back to the table there. I fancied Babs to get that, to be fair, after, like I say, coming off the back of a good win against Amy.
Yeah, and she's played well all weekend, I think, Babs. Whenever I've seen her, she seems confident. And that's something that I think towards the back end and certainly in the middle of last year, she started to lose a little bit, just lost her way and felt like she wasn't performing at the level that she's used to. And she's worked really hard on getting back to that sort of level, and seeing her in a Pro Series final is testament to that, really. But yeah, just felt like that visit for Babs just ever so slightly got away from her. It's a shot that she'll think she should never have missed, of course, but also a shot that she probably shouldn't have had to leave herself at the same time.
Yeah.
And you know how it is as a player, a shot seems 10 times harder when you know you're not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
It's a great break from Babs though. And, well, this is a great opportunity to just dust off after that mistake in frame 1. This is a race to 8 in the final, which is an increase from the regular tournament, which has been races to 7. 50 minutes on the match clock, so it's essentially exactly the same setup as the Pro Series, of which we'll see the final following this one. Tom Cousins against John Chambers.
It's a nice layout on the yellows there. I fully expect her to get these.
Be a settler, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they all connect fairly nicely as well. The one that's closest to the black is a great ball to get on the black. Just needs to make sure she clears the top of the table first and comes back down for it.
To be fair, there's a couple of nice connectors. I don't mind the one closest to the top left as a connector as well. You can track down the bottom of the table towards the 8 ball.
That's the ideal one. Is whether the one that's closest to the pocket, if she can leave herself. There's the red sort of plays a little bit big here. If you overhit it just that slightest bit too much.
Yeah, want it to be a little bit close to the side rail if you're being uber critical, but still a half decent chance this for Babs. Well, more than a half decent chance. Delicate one. She played that pretty well.
Yeah, she's come far enough, but she might struggle to get closer to the final yellow now. She's probably just going to have to leave another tester and back herself to get it. Most important, she just wants to leave the angle to take the cue ball closer to the cushion after potting it, which she has done. But like I say, it's another tester for her.
Yeah, yellows, because you got to really cue this in as well. You can't just drop it in pocket weight and and hope for a little bit of assistance. This needs to be a good shot. If she gets it, she'll feel brilliant. Oh, she'll feel brilliant after that. That's perfect.
Out of the pocket. Puts the last frame out of your mind instantly.
That is a little bit more like it from Barbara Taylor, and Hollywood is on the board. It's 1 each. A few people in watching can see a Flitcroft Hurst there in the backgrounds. Quite a few players are busy tonight because event 4 has started for you lot, Griff. In fact, one of the only reasons you're able to be in here is you're meant to be playing Babs right now, but she's, shall we say, rather busy.
You drew the short storm with me, thanks to Babs.
Oh, I'd never think that. But yeah, and I tell you what, do you know Colette's got first poke next round?
I do actually, yeah.
Yeah, next event, 9 o'clock in the morning. Fresh off either a defeat or a victory in this final, Collette Henriksen will roll into round 1 of Pro Series event 4 with Amy Beecham in the first round. Belting break. Break's been brilliant so far from both players.
Collette really I played Collette earlier in the event 3, so after she played Kirsty Lee, and she really struggled with a break. When she played, it was either dry or in off, but she seems to have, throughout the event, gained some momentum back with it. It's another nice split here. All the reds have a pocket.
Yeah, and they've got a kind of quite a natural sort of pattern as well. The only one you sort of want to be a bit worried about, really, in terms of balls, is maybe the 8. It's a little bit on an island compared to the rest.
Yeah.
I wonder if you maybe work your way up and literally take the reds almost in order from middle to top and leave that one last to come down for it.
Yeah, I think the one that she's just taken there, I half wondered whether she might have left that as the last ball for a connector to the 8, but she obviously feels different, that she's got a different ball to be able to get back on it.
I'm a little surprised to see her go that way, I must say.
There's no need for any cannons there, really.
Yeah, and it's made that red horrible. Because for me, the red that she's just tied up with the yellow, that was the next ball there. And then you could almost kind of crisscross your way up the table. And an ideal shot, if you played this shot, for example, that could be your 8 ball. But now she's got to pull out a double, I think. Yeah, she's frustrated. I don't understand why.
So much so, she's not going to continue.
It's not quite going to get there.
Do you think she was intending it to go in? Or,
I mean, it's tough to say, really, isn't it? Because whatever happens, she's going to have a horrendous last red ball.
Yeah, I think if she was going to continue the clearance, she would have gone for the double, surely.
You'd have thought so. Don't think.
But it was dangerously close.
It was very dangerously close. Yeah, maybe she thought, just give me a whack at the final red. But yeah, I'm with you. The double was hard, but it wasn't an impossible shot. Babs hasn't played her greatest ever shot there, mind. I don't mind playing a safety shot here from Babs' perspective. She may have to anyway, but I don't think that's a terrible outcome. Even if Collette makes that ball over the pocket, as long as she's, not got full sight of it, she's not in control of that cue ball, and that red next to the yellow is a completely dead ball. The fear for Babs is, has she left the red on with the angle to cannon it?
Really hard to judge, though, when the ball's so far into the pocket.
Yeah. Oh, it was hard to judge. She's played a wonderful shot. She's actually a little unlucky. Yeah, a little unlucky. And she may have a harder double than she had a couple of shots ago.
Sometimes, though, a chance is a chance, isn't it? So.
I need to be a bit wary of the cue ball here as well. Could avoid the yellow. She's made the double, but she's got a shot at the 8.
More difficult than the one she missed in frame 1, but settled down a little bit now. I think she might have to play this one a little bit more confidently as well, instead of just playing ball. So
you might feel a little bit better playing it, having played 2 very good shots to get here. Same outcome. So 2 missed 8 balls from Collette. Whenever you've got 2 missed 8 balls in the first 3 frames, it's a tough place to be, no matter how hard they work.
Could be a carbon copy of frame 1. Obviously, Babs won't want that. She'll want to take these out this time, but.
Yeah, I think she's gone to play the cannon there and didn't quite get it, but didn't need to. I think if you're feeling brave, you could even play the furthest right of the 3 into the centre pocket. You could play the middle one, of course. Cue ball's running a bit more in that situation. It's that one, knocks it in dead weight and is on the other. That's the shot. She's not happy.
No, she's a little bit in between all 3 here. It's
yeah, every yellow she's kind of on, but they're all not nice.
Yeah, I think she may have to take the bottom one, which isn't necessarily the worst outcome, because one of the 2 up in the middle of the table, they'll be better for getting onto the black for the last shot anyway.
Yeah, lovely pot. And yeah, pretty nice. Good recovery from Babs. We worked these out okay in the end. She's playing very, almost what you describe at her pace. And I think the check and the double check is betraying actually what's actually been quite a clinical and well executed finish.
Yeah, and like I said, well, when she didn't land ideal, but I think she played it with an element of thinking, I should have a shot. She knew she was going to clip the yellow, the second yellow, as she played the one into the middle. So she sort of played for an area thinking, I'm going to be on something. None of them were ideal, but she took them out really well in the end.
Yeah, she certainly did. What have you made to the setup this weekend, Griff? I want to ask you about that. I mean, it is pretty spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like anything I've seen or before. We've been to some pretty spectacular events over the years, but this is by far one of the most insane setups that I've seen. The venue itself, the arenas, even the location is, great. So it's just another push forward for me in the right direction, and the place where I want to be playing pool for the future.
It's another tremendous break from Barbara Taylor. Yellow bottom left. Only the one ball made, despite the fact that it was a real cruncher. Everything wide open, which has helped the players actually in terms of just getting to grips with this final. The last thing they'd have wanted is for really horrible sticky layouts.
Yeah.
You just want to get your arm going, don't you, in a match like this?
Especially when now they're playing on the match clock. If they had a bit of a sticky layout and it took 10-15 minutes off the timer, it would have been made things even more edgy. So the fact that we are getting open layouts and they can start making clearances is definitely going to make it better viewing for us.
Yeah, I think historically the match clock has played a pretty big part in the Women's Pro Series finals. I think with the sort of natural rhythm of both of these players, I sadly for them, I don't think that's going to change in this final. I think the 15-second shot clock will very much play a factor, especially if it stays close, as to just sort of who handles themselves the best in the situation.
Yeah, I mean it's been a running joke for as long as I can remember that ladies' pool takes forever to finish, and to be fair, they do. Ladies' pool does take longer to finish these matches than what the men's does. Is there any particular reason why? Not really. Most most of us can all dish just the same, but I think, I don't know, for me, I think women's game in general, maybe we just become more overcautious, and we don't sort of take that plunge to go out and win the frame. Sometimes we have a tendency to play the safer option, and it just makes the frame drag out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think there's really something in that. Babs has taken out a fantastic clearance here, by the way. Brilliant start to the final by Barbara Taylor, who breaks and runs a beauty right there.
Second one of the match.
Yeah, terrific, and that's exactly it. I completely agree. I think the one thing you do get from the majority of the boys is they just sort of, whether well-intentioned or not, they just go for it.
Yeah,
and it tends to open up the frame a little bit better.
They take the ball by the horns and they go for the finishes. They have that belief, that confidence in them. And it's not that the ladies don't, of course we do, but we just err on the side of caution a lot more than what the men do.
Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of very slow men's players as well.
Yeah.
So it's not a complete written rule, Kirsley Davies, you can see there, 3-0 up in the Women's Pro Series event 4. That's the last 16 match against Sarah Waite there. Collette wants the ball.
She gets the yellow, was it?
Yeah, I think she got one. Yeah, got a yellow. Good spot, yeah, bottom left, was it? Oh no.
No, the middle.
In the middle. Oh yeah, there it goes. And another pretty nice leave. So yellow's the ball. There is a little work to do on the yellow directly below the cue ball at the moment. If the one to the left of it passes left centre, that would be nice. The reaction from Collette tells me it probably doesn't. Although, I don't know. That does look tight.
If she's feeling confident, she could. You
thinking plant?
I'm thinking plant.
I think if this slides by, I think this is the shot. Yeah, she was fine. She's giving us the old Phil Harrison's there, tutting around.
I was thinking it didn't go, but
yeah, because this was the ball that you want. And it's a thin cut, but you fancy Collette for it. I think the middles play pretty generous on the Rathsman Apollos compared to other tables. Tend to be a more sort of natural pocket. Turn it down. May leave it for a double.
I think she wants to just be on it in such a way that she can play the yellow one in the middle of the three as a plant. But
yeah, I want it to be straighter on it. Yeah. She's definitely straighter. Yeah, it was thin on it last time.
It's just with the plant, she's obviously just got to be a little bit cautious that she doesn't lose the yellow behind the red when after she's potted the one over the pocket. Most important is to just make sure the yellow stays in view. I mean, she's pretty good on it here to leave the cue ball on the rail. So she's still got that shot after she's potted the one over the pocket.
Yeah, it's important to play this direct rather than yellow cushion first, because you want the yellow to sit almost exactly where it is. Die it in. But you've got to make it. That was what she was concerned about, is exactly as you said. When she wanted to really play it dead weight off the far jaw, hold everything as straight as possible. And she's hung it, and Barbara Taylor in a bit of a predicament, really, because we often say in international rules, one ball over a pocket isn't really a big deal. When you got two, different kettle of fish, really.
It is, yeah.
I wonder if Babs is thinking snooker. I think it's a gamble, but I do wonder if she's thinking it.
I think, there's not really any loss of turn shot that she can play without. She's got the one on the top cushion, but she's got to be near the pocket to be able to play it. So she probably is going to be thinking snooker, get ball in hand, and then place
I
it
think
behind.
if you were going to play the snooker, you had to play either the shot before or the shot now.
She's playing it now.
Yeah, there it is. She wanted to block the one cushion. I think she has. Might be able to play this quite near the middle pocket, top half of the left rail. With a bit of pace, it'll straighten it up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even if Collette does make a hit, if she pots the one, if she pots the yellow over the pocket, she's nowhere near guaranteed to even have a shot on the second yellow.
Yeah, which is why I think she played it that way. Gave herself a little bit more of a look, but yeah, so Babs is in business. The plan pays off. And this is a fantastic opportunity. You mentioned race to 8 and how the match clock might come into it, etc. But what an opportunity this is to go 4-1 in front, and all of a sudden scoreboard pressure is enormous.
And it'll be Babs's break again next.
And she's been breaking beautifully. She's had a great tournament as Barbara Taylor. Did get a bye in the first, I'm looking at the wrong event there. That was event 4. Got a bye in this event to play you. So yeah, could have better draws, eh? But Lindsay Roberts dispatched 7-4 in the first round. Lindsay Schultz 7-3. Geraldine Champagnet, who beat Marion Jude earlier in the competition, 7-2. And then obviously Amy Beecham, we just had that match not long ago, 7-5. Ooh. How do you like these?
I think she's okay. I don't think the 8 ball has hampered her. I think she can still get to the cue ball okay.
She's going to hope so. The actual shot itself is quite a nice natural. It's just the presence of the 8 ball.
She is. It's. I mean, I'd have absolutely no chance trying to reach this, to be honest. I'd be getting all sorts of equipment out.
Especially with the yellows there, which is why she's going to awkwardly lean. Darryl Hibbard watching this like a hawk. Tough shot. Oh, wow, what a line to find. Oof. That's tough. I think she's just kind of thinking here, just make the pot and you're going to be on that red.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what she would have been thinking, because with all that going on, you know, avoiding the yellows, queuing over the 8 ball, you're thinking just make the red. Just make the red and bring the white up to the middle of the table, and before you know it, you've ended up in the pocket with the cue ball.
Yeah, because in a funny way, she probably knows that the middle pocket was in play, but she's probably thinking the odds of me potting this heart of the pocket.
I mean, but how many times do we all do it though? That's
That's played a good shot there. Yellow deep in the pocket, but she's got it out nicely for this 8 ball. And that could be a bit of a swing frame in this one. Difference between 4-1 and 3-2. Collette Henriksen back in it, essentially.
Add into the drama. What's a final without some drama?
Let's take a look, speaking of finals, over at this one. Jack Mann versus Christian Jowett. This is the Challenger Series Tier 2 Event 3 final. Christian 3-0 up here. Trying to get a glimpse if that's Christian at the table or not. But maybe we'll never know. If you want to find out, you can go to the Ultimate Pool YouTube channel, where I believe Luke Gilbert, of all people, has joined Nick Finn. Listen to his lovely dulcet tones. Barbara Taylor back on the break, frame 6. She's ripping that break, you know. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? She's dry. Always seems the way after you make a big error the frame before.
A little bit of work to do in this one though. There's not an open layout like there have been in the previous ones.
Yeah, you put money on Barbara getting back to the table here, especially with that shot. Collette wants absolutely nothing to do with these. I was thinking the yellows you can work out at the bottom of the table, but the issue is the yellows at the top of the table are pretty horrible. And also you've got the one on the side cushion, and then obviously reds elsewhere are kind of okay, but the reds by the bottom left are pretty miserable.
Yeah.
This needs some figuring out. Neither of which have used their extension so far. Right on cue. I mentioned that a tactical frame can eke out the match clock. Remember, this frame started at 25 minutes. We'll log the time it finishes. Well, Babs is going. I don't hate the decision, but it's brave.
It is, I mean, because reds definitely look like the better colour set now.
Yeah, those two yellows at the top of the table, I don't think they go independently. The yellow to the right of the keyboard, does that sneak into the right centre? Maybe. At some point you've got to develop the two on the top cushion, and then you've still got the one to worry about on the left side rail as well.
Yeah, I mean, if that yellow does sneak into the middle bag, that's ideal for leaving an angle to disturb those two at the top cushion. But
oh, she went too far. Yep, that'll do it. Thanks for the answer,
yeah.
Babs. Right on cue. Yeah, that's... Babs won't mind me saying this, that was a poor shot.
I mean, there was plenty of room for error there as well, really.
Yeah, just, I mean, you've got nothing for long there, but you can be a long way short. Just going to try and top this off the side rail. Odds against. Now, does that yellow slide by the red? No, it doesn't. Did she squeeze it? I don't think so.
She could use it to knock the red away from the top rail, leaving the cue ball behind that yellow there. I think she's just rolled on a little too far.
Yeah, so I think if you're Collette Henriksen, one, you're just pleased to be back at the table. She's not left anything easy though, Bab. She's blocked that ball in the middle of the table, which is the most important. I don't think Collette can really make another.
I think she can see enough of it to take it to the bottom right.
Maybe.
But it's not, obviously it's not an easy shot, but...
I didn't think she had that. I don't think Collette minds that shot, honestly, if it's on. I'm not 100% sure it is. She's looking at a double plant here. No, just playing a little safe. Wonder if Babs thinks about the yellow on the left side rail and thinks, if I go and stick this on Collette's up the top of the table, can I get myself back in this frame?
I don't know, I think she had to walk around the table to see if it doubled back into the middle, but it was not the... It was a bit too thin to be able to get it to go in that direction.
Yeah, Babs going down swinging. So Collette with the opportunity. These should go really from here for Collette. Excellent chance, and this would level the scores. Not seen a huge amount of Collette Henriksen as a pure individual with Ultimate Pool. It's her first year on the Women's Pro Series. She's been a regular, though, starring for France in the last couple of years. As part of our World Championship fortnights. Ran to the Masters final in Morocco as an individual. Went well again in the Women's Masters in Blackpool last year. Won the doubles with Marion Jude last last year as well in Blackpool, and of course a part of that very, very successful French team that's won a team title in both of the last couple of seasons, first being the World Championships in Morocco, and they won the shootout.
I mean, that's
Blackpool.
a disgusting pairing, really, isn't it? It shouldn't even be allowed.
Marion and Collette. Yeah. Bit of a naughty one, isn't it? But it's great to see, actually, a few more of the French players coming over to play, regularly as part of the Ultimate Pool setup. I know Guy Champagnet is a part of the Pro Series. Anaïs Deon is in the Challengers, I believe. Seen her about this weekend. And it's great because, it's a trek, you're travelling to another country to play.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not as if, they've not played before. It's just there's not really been anything worth them travelling over for.
That's a good way of looking at it, yeah.
They've been around for a long time, playing to a level that's been good enough to compete against all these players. But we've met them on international events and said, oh, why don't you come over to the UK to play on this tour or that tour? But none of them's really been worth them coming over. The expense of the flights, maybe the time off work and things like that. So the fact that we've got this stage and these events to play in now it's really opening up to the other nations.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Yeah, I think you're really right there. Collette Henriksen back on terms in the Women's Pro Series final. Could have been Barbara Taylor 4, Collette Henriksen 1. It's now 3-3. It's another match for you from the Women's Pro Series 4. This on table 3 right now, and that is Lindsay Schultz off to a flyer against Becky Watkins. 3-0 in front is Lindsay. Kirsley Davies is flying against Sarah Waite. I'm not sure what Sarah's on, but Kirsty's gone up 2 since we last checked. So edging towards the finishing line is Kirsley Davies. I must admit, Lindsay might be 3-0 up, but that looks like a frame that's quite difficult for her to win. You'd much rather be Becky Watkins sat in that chair, very happy watching Lindsay go at those. Anyway, back to our final in event 3. Collette with another big break. Again, successful.
First glance, they look to have opened up quite nicely as well.
Yeah, they have. Let's take a second glance, shall we? Yeah, they're pretty okay. Seven and a half minutes, by the way, if you wanted the time check.
I was just thinking, is it 10 seconds before it goes? Is it 10 minutes when it goes 15 seconds?
So don't worry, we've got 7 minutes yet before we'll see the 15-second shot clock.
I wasn't sure if it was 10 minutes or 5 minutes with this format. I can never remember.
No, it's 10, yeah. So a little under 7 minutes to go of play. Clock stops for racking of the balls in Pro Series. Now, I am very intrigued as to how Colette's planning on dealing with that yellow by the red.
I think it goes to the bottom corner, doesn't it? But
it did, and I was a little surprised she didn't take it on first, because she was on it. It wasn't easy. But those two yellows at the top of the table feel like a problem to me. That's one way to try and open them up. That was seriously tough. She's got second prize, I think, because I don't think she's left Babs on anything. Take that back.
Cheeky little cut back to the middle, but after self hampered if she's going to take the red into the left corner pocket.
Yeah, and I think if she was sort of lower on this red, she can actually maybe use it, because I think Babs needs to bump out the red by the yellow just above the wrecking line. It's a good pop. Can she do it now? Has she got the angle on the red to the right centre to just draw back just a little bit straight? But I think she might be able to pinch it. Don't think that red goes anywhere, apart from maybe top right if she clears the route. So that's why she moves it. Nice shot.
It's popped out nicely as well for getting on the black, on the 8 ball. Because it obviously doesn't go to its pocket that it's closest to. But that red at the middle that she's just popped out leaves it nicely to just take the cue ball behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, or do you like using the red on the right side to get underneath it?
Yeah, I mean, either work, don't they?
Just how you sort of prefer it, really.
Yeah. For me, it's easier, I find, to get behind the 8 ball. But personally, I would want the one behind the middle.
What you're saying to me, Griff, is you don't fancy that little tickle 8 ball into the middle?
No. Absolutely not.
I don't think Babs does, judging by that shot.
No. I'd be wanting to come behind it and either take it into the corner or the middle on the other side of the table, not such a narrow angle like that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think if I landed on it to take it into that middle, I wouldn't. I would take it to the top, to the corner instead.
I've landed a bit in between here. But yeah, she's going to go.
She's gone for your route, so.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know if that was plan A. I just think she was a little bit off where she wanted to be there. Oh, she's going to hang that. Oh, it's fallen in. Can you believe it? Oh. Has that dropped?
No.
I've got no idea how this one's dropped. Yeah, that shouldn't be going in. Sorry, Babs. Collette was already picking a chalk up. Yeah, I feel for you, Collette. Ooh-wee.
Picking a jaw up now.
Big 8 ball still to make. Goes up to the top.
It's in.
The Griff special. And in it goes. You have to say it's a very good out from Barbara Taylor. Whether that red should have fallen in is a whole different matter. Mind, it's a 4-3 lead for Hollywood.
Coaching call.
With Collette at the table, that time that we've been talking about, Griff, is upon us. Here comes the 15-second shot clock, just when Collette is tree-topped.
15-second shot.
Good shot there. Got to play another. She would love to have been off the cushion. Would have loved to have been off the cushion. She needs to dig this back. 5 seconds, you just don't have the time to figure it out. Hoped for a little bit of run. I'm not sure she's got it. Her teammate, G Champagnet, watches on. Double didn't look too on. Barbara Taylor with a chance for a big, big advantage. Now Barbara has experience of the 15-second shot clock. That doesn't necessarily count for all that much. As I'm sure you can probably testify.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't get any easier. Ever. Anyone who knows me as well knows that I hate to rush. I am. If I have to rush, I'm instantly in a bad mood.
Is that with anything or just in pool?
Anything.
Okay.
Anything at all.
That's not a bad outcome for Collette, you know. It might just elongate the frame. Might give her a chance at getting something, but I think Babs is going to play the right shot here. I'm a little bit surprised to see you take that on. Bit of a free go, maybe. Collette can't really make this anywhere, I wouldn't say. Famous last words. We'll take it for a ride, and it started tracking. Okay, well, he's got to go now, Babs. And a great chance to, really. Oh, don't hang it, though. She got lucky. I think this cuts back. It's mighty thin, but I think it cuts back.
Cue ball maybe travelling a little bit.
Oh, it's easy enough. Yeah, that flew in. Always be a bit deceiving looking at the way it sits on the jaw, but that was straight in. That's a massive, massive moment in this match. Collette Henriksen's fired up.
First experience of the 15-second shot clock there. She's just saying, I think when she heard the beep, she was a little bit panicky.
I'm
Made
not sure.
a jump.
Yeah, I'm not sure she's ever played on it, just because I think when obviously she's a shootout winning player in theory.
Yeah.
But I think the French captain, Dorothée Chaussée, who I'm sure will be watching somewhere, having a great time watching this, I think they were quite clever and put Collette out early, get her away from that 15-second shot. So I'm not sure if she's ever played in it. I'll make you a deal, Griff. If Collette wins, I'll ask her. Oh, a dry break. Oh no, she gets one.
Red just nudged it in.
Yeah, back to the treadmill we go. See Marion Jude in the crowd watching on as well. Her doubles partner. It's a nice first shot. She does need to do some work on the yellows though. These aren't a guarantee, especially the one on the side rail. She played the place off the yellow. Yes, Marion Jude sees herself up on the big screen. Never gets old, that feeling, does it, when you see yourself on the telly? No, plays it on its own merits.
I mean, she's obviously opened it up, so now it goes down the rail, but it's an absolutely horrible shot. If even she's on this one to the middle.
She wasn't. Had to play it towards the top of the table, and that was frightfully difficult. Might not have even been on that.
Yeah, but I think that's she may well have picked a better route there, but given the time constraint, she's probably rushed into a few and then lost her way, which is easy done.
It needs mentioning, because you cannot overstate enough how difficult it is to play quality match play on 15 seconds. It's something the players have to manage. It is very, very difficult to do. It's a good shot from Babs there. Opens up a 2 yellow. Snookers Collette in the process. And doesn't foul, so that's something. Would have been very easy to foul there, but did just catch the cushion after contact. I had a feeling this match clock would come into play. 4 minutes and 48 seconds and ticking, with 4 each.
I wonder if Colette's been practicing any 6 red shootouts.
You're not a very nice person for bringing that up. But you do look at that match clock, and we've had plenty of experience looking at that match clock now over the years.
I think
And
Babs
you do
has
think, yeah,
put herself in trouble here.
she's in real trouble. Unless she can find that red to the bottom right, she's in real trouble. She's not really got a huge amount of time to be in real trouble.
I think she's having to bend it a little. Oh no, she can't see it at all for the potting angle.
Yeah, wants to lay the snooker. It was a tough judge. She's not left anything easy. She's covered the one by the pocket. I'm not sure Collette can see the potting angle of the yellow she's closest to. She might be able to. Big shot coming up. Yeah, she's fine. Oh, bang.
It's a great shot.
What a shot, Collette. And she's even come back with an angle to get down the table on this one, has she? Force it a touch. Yeah, a bit of pace around the angles.
Really nice.
And makes this. We've got 3 minutes left.
It's got a very unique cueing style, Collette. I don't know if you've noticed, she always cues to the top of the cue ball, and then just as she hits the ball, she moves the cue to where she's going to strike it. So she cues to the top of the cue ball, and if she's screwing back at the last stroke, she will then just instantly hit the bottom of the cue ball.
Well, to each their own. And look at the contrast of emotions. Collette Henriksen knows that chances are, at worst, she's got a 6 red shootout. Now, some players on the Women's Pro Series I know would classify very much that as a worst possible scenario in any event. But Barbara Taylor here knows that at best, she's probably going to only have a 6 red shootout. 3 minutes to go. Needs to win this frame, of course. And barring something really, really special, I think we've only about got time for one. And it will need to be quick. Threw everything at that break, lost the cue ball because of it. And these have opened up. Collette can go and win it. Babs knows, I think, that the writing is on the wall. Collette just needs to hold herself together here. And she's using all the beeps like a seasoned veteran. For me, I think you leave this yellow late. It's a big pot, this. Oh, she's made it. What a shot. Reason why I said leave it late is it's horrible. And if you miss, you leave Babs plenty of time to clear up. But she's played the frame almost on its merit, and what a chance this is. Uses the beeps. Look at Collette Henriksen ahead of the clock. She come a fraction too far for top right, I think, maybe. The mind must be whirring for Collette. Wants to die that one in. It's done okay. Not sure if she can see the potting angle or the one close to the middle pocket.
I don't think
Babs
she
may
can.
yet still have a chance here. If I was Babs, that cue would be chalked and ready. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute and 30 seconds to clear these balls. And they are all there. Great first shot.
We'll roll it through and leave the one down on the bottom cushion, no?
Two balls on top cushions, which is not ideal.
No, that was my thought process with I thought she might have come down for it, because she's taking all the ones in the middle of the table, but she's going to end up with
Has to go
the two
top bit.
furthest away from each other.
45 seconds, just has to go. And play up for the one at the top. Not a load of angle. 34 seconds.
No, there's enough. She just needs to stun it in. She's gone for plain ball.
Okay, she will get a shot at the 8 ball if she makes these two, I think. It would be a hell of a buzzer beater. Collette Henriksen doesn't exactly look comfortable. Brilliant effort from Barbara Taylor. And this 8 ball to take us to a 6 red shootout. Oh, it was so close. It was so close. But for the first time, Collette Henriksen is an Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series champion. And the ticker is beating fast. She's not the only one.
No.
Incredible. What a final. And what a champion. And what a performance as well from Barbara Taylor, who almost forced us all the way. Griff, thanks so much for joining us
You're
on
welcome.
commentary. Best of luck tomorrow morning
Thank
in
you.
event 4. And we're going to have the presentations in just a moment. What an incredible final that was. I'm out of breath and I just commentated on it. These two, a whole different kettle of fish. Absolutely fantastic final and a fantastic tournament for both. But first, before we speak to our champion, let's hear from the Women's Pro Series runner-up for event 3. She is Barbara Taylor. Oh, mate, I almost don't know what to say. What an incredible tournament you've had to get back to this stage. I know it's something you've wanted to climb back up the mountain for, because you felt like a point last year you weren't doing yourself justice. I know you've been working hard to get back to just this stage. You played some really good stuff in there as well. I mean, what do you make of the final?
Well, the final was great. It was just, like I say, I think both of us took out some really nice clearances, but frame 8 and the 15-second shot clock, you can't lose frames with one black ball, and my head just went up to the moon. And
It happens, you're not the first or the last.
so, yeah, but no, fair play to Collette. I thought she played really well, and nearly got a 6 red, nearly.
We very nearly did, I must admit. I thought that 8 ball was in as well. Congratulations on a fabulous tournament, Babs. Barbara Taylor, everybody. And now, how about your champion? That experience on a 15-second shot clock, I'm sure is not one Collette Henriksen will forget in a while, but she is the 3rd time of asking an Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series champion. It's not taken her long. Let's give it up for your winner, Collette Henriksen. Oh, Collette, well played. Now, I was wondering on commentary whether that was, I know you've had your time in the shootout and all the rest of it with France, but that 15-second shot clock looked like it was really tough for you. Was that the first time you'd ever played on it?
Yeah, it was the first time. I don't know, it's just like you're a rabbit in the headlights. You just have to hit the first thing you see, and then you can miss something really stupid because you're panicking.
But how pleased are you, most importantly, to get over the line? I know it was tight towards the end, but you both played some fantastic stuff in that final. You've had to run a gauntlet to get here as well. Champion after champion you've had to beat. Coming into the series this year, I know everyone sort of expects you to win, but that's easy for us to say. It's harder for you to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Barbara definitely played better than me. I got away with a couple of frames, but I think maybe it was my weekend because Mary Talbot, she should have beat me as well. So I've won 2 matches that I'm very, very lucky to win. So I've just got to be very happy.
You've got to ride your luck in this environment more than any other. It's been wonderful to have you on the Pro Series this year, along with plenty of your compatriots as well making the trip over. How good is it to have an event like this that makes it worth you guys coming over? Because it feels like that's been the difference, and the likes of yourself, of G, of Anais, who make the trip. It's not a short trip to come and play. This event is what you guys want to come and play in.
Yeah, we don't have anything as big as this in France. So we've all come over. It takes a long, long time to get here. It costs a lot of money, but it's worth it because it's improved all of our standards. And it'd be crazy to miss out on playing in a tournament like this, so we have to make the effort.
I think you can say it's worth it when you're about to pick up that trophy, eh?
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Well, enjoy the moment, Collette. It's been a pleasure to watch you play this tour. We're going to bring in Tournament Director Lee Grout to make the presentations. Your Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series champion. Give it up for Collette Henriksen.